someone else. Why are you so hard on yourself? I can see you struggling. Promise you'll find love again. Yeah, it will be alright. Why are you so hard on yourself? Try not to fall apart. You're perfect just the way you are. It will be alright. Why are you so hard on yourself? Why you gotta compare our lives to pics you see on your timeline? Another shot of Hennessy. I try so hard not to act like a dick when I'm around your friends. Mood swings up and down again. Hollywood Hills where we play pretend. No one happy but they're good at faking it. Pump up in the party, show face tonight. I don't really smoke but I need the vibe. She let it get high, she need the flight. Send it so high, swear she could fly. And just like that, you get sad. Let's go home, girl, this party's so whack. Why you wanna be like someone else? Why are you so hard on yourself? I can see you struggling. Yeah. Promise you'll find love again. Yeah, it will be alright. It'll be alright. Why are you so hard on yourself? Try not to fall apart. You're perfect just the way you are. It will be alright. Why are you so hard on yourself? Girl, when you look in the mirror, I hope you see what I see clearer. All that I want you to know is that you're perfect the way that you are. All the way you are. Oh, why are you so hard on yourself? I can see you struggling. Promise you'll find love again. It will be alright. Why are you so hard on yourself? Try not to fall apart. You're perfect just the way you are. It will be alright. Why are you so hard on yourself? I would need a million words if I tried to define all the things you mean to me. For you I'd die 1,000 lives. Special kind of energy, 'cause love is born when hearts collide. Every time you touch me.
Much further ado, I think I want to get started already because since most of you guys are already here, let's get started. The TPA has calculation question. Yes, Michael. For the after today's session here, I think you all will be given the TPA. So you guys need to prepare all. You all need to go through all the questions given by all of us here. So from there, you will go and answer to see whether you know what it's all about or not. So this is something that I need you all to run through. All right. So without much further ado, I do not know. Can you all hear me? All right. Every one of you can hear me, right? If you can hear me, please type in the chat group, say yes, so that I can know whether you can hear me or not. Okay, good. Thank you so much. All right. So without much further ado, let me get myself. How many of you have actually done the case study already? How many of you have done the case study? If you have done, or not yet, how come not yet? Right, today our objective here is to run through the case study. Of course, inside the case study, there's many objectives as well. So I need every one of you to really run through with me. So just a quick recap of what we have gone through, because we're going to finish all this whole PST training already. So let me run through. Okay. So this is what we have gone through. So anybody has any questions so far regarding to what we have gone through for the last, don't know how many training that we have gone through for this PST? Anybody has specific any question before we proceed further? Nobody? Everybody happy? Everybody is good to go? Okay, good. So later on, probably after the session here, then I go through, I just talk a little bit some of the things that you may want to take note of. All right. Decoupling, no worries, we are actually going through already, so we're going to focus on that. So as I mentioned, right, just now during my training here, we focus on 4 things here that we are focusing on. How to create needs. I think myself, Gaynor, some of us has already touched on some of the needs creation. But of course, at the end of the day, you need to prepare certain credential, which is what we talk about, the facts, figures, how do we determine, how do we talk based on the statistics here and there. And these are something that we have actually done. Next, you need to identify which is the right projects to focus on, right? So this is something that I would like you to work on. So another thing here is, okay, another thing here is why sell? So why people should sell? So today, the exact question that we're talking about here is really focusing on this. Why people should be selling, why people should look at all these things. So now, this is the question I would like every one of you to look at. All of you now must work on this example. I give you 20 minutes of the, can I give you 20 minutes at 2:30, right? Because some of you have done it, some of you have not done it. I do not know whether you guys have done it or not. If you have not done it, I would like you all to actually go and do this exercise with me. All right. So this is the couple, right? Both have this income. They are staying in the EC. Their valuation is this. Benson, CPF, OA, all these things. The fund is that their current outstanding is 549. Work out the various options you can think of which is better for them. They are very conservative and they prefer to have their own house. That means they prefer to have a place to stay. They don't like to go and rent from somebody. That is one of the criteria. They also intend to buy a jetscape 4-bedroom as well. So which does for the son, which is about 2.1 million. I just want to say that today, based on this couple, they only have about $16,000 of cash available. So if they only have $16,000, can they proceed with doing the coupling, or what is the best plan that you would like to share with them? You can actually work it out. So I give you all some time. If you have any questions, let me know while you're doing. I give everybody until 2:30 to come back to me on this. What is your proposed plan? What is your objective? All right, some of you probably later on, right? Please help me to run through together with me. I want to see how you do it. What are the things that you are doing? What is the thing that you plan for? At least I know that you are working on it. All right. So without much further ado, let's get started. 2:30, we will come back again to run through. All right, get started. right? Can try to do the decoupling as well.
三杯绿茶。
Right, for those people, we still have another 5 more minutes. Anybody has any issue or what, please let me know so that I can come in to assist anything. All right, so can I ask any one of you has any opinion or anything to share with us on this? Hi everyone out there. So can we start off now? Just can I have some of you to reply me as well? Because honestly, now I'm just seeing all the picture. I do not know whether you are resting, you are sleeping, or you are talking to me or not. Can someone just give me some reply and thoughts so that at least I can know whether all of you are in picture there. Nobody open your face one. My goodness. All of you, I'm the one who cover my face, open my face. All of you close your face. Wow, hi. At least you are there, right? So if not, cham. If not, I'm not talking to who, man. Okay, so can we have something more? Let's all awake a little bit more. Can please? I would like to get everybody start off in the right mode as well, so that we can all be excited to learn. All right. So if not, you will find that the next 2 hours will be 2 hours will be very very boring. So let's get all ourselves to be ready. Let's get ourselves to understand a little bit more, because today I just want to run through this exercise with you. And why do I actually want to purposely create one session here? Not because I have nothing to do, because I find that this question has a lot of things that we have covered in the past. So I would like all of you to look at this example, and then so that you can actually tell me if you are the agents. Possible to do any decoupling or not? Whether is it possible to do selling, or what is a better option? I would like some of you here to reply me, or probably open up your mic so that you can talk to me, or you probably can tell me what are the options that you would like to suggest. And if you want to, you are also free to actually do the so-called writing for me to see as well, so that I can run through with you. All right, anybody has done the thing? Can I ask every one of you a question? How many of you have done it already? I want to tell every one of you here, I just want to say one thing. I hope that all of you have at least touched on some of the things that we have done. If not, this class has no meaning one. If this class is for me to run through with you the numbers, then I got no meaning at all to do this exercise. I rather end the session now. So I hope that all of you can actually tell me what is, some of you, if you have done the exercise, let me know. You can speak up so that I can hear from you how you actually propose and what is your proposal. And I want to hear, it's very important, because I have done this example before, and this is my clients, I've done it before. I tell you, when I do this, it's a very, very, a lot of thinking process that I've actually put in. So I'm putting this exercise to all of you here because why? Because it covers many different parts. So I want you to let me know, if you are the agent here, how would you advise? What is the best situation for them? Should they be buying the 4-bedroom, or what are the things that you should be talking about? I would like to hear, right? So today's session is all about two-way flow. It's not going to be one way. If it's one way, I will end the session. All right, just to let everybody know, so that at least we are on the same page. If not, then there's no meaning one, right? Okay, good. So anybody has done it already, or you still need more time, let me know. If not, anybody who would like to volunteer yourself to speak up so that I can hear from you how would you do it? Anyone? Thank you for those people. How, anybody? Anybody there? Okay, Alfred, thank you so much, Alfred. You can on your mic now. Alfred, where are you?
Hi, boss.
Hi, thank you so much, Alfred.
Yeah.
For taking up the role.
Okay. Do I present it pretending you are the client, or
Can. I'll be happy.
or do I just share the technical stuff?
I would prefer you to share with me how do you present. Then subsequently, you show me a little bit of technical stuff. then at least I can demonstrate to them to see whether how it's being done in the right way or a better way or how it can be improved.
Okay.
So, Alfred, can I ask you a question? Are you very new in the business?
Yes, I'm very new, very new. I only joined earlier this year.
Early this year, so it's already a couple of months.
Yes, yeah.
How's everything?
So I'm still holding on to my full-time job. I will only come in full-time next year.
I see. So are you struggling to try to understand?
No, because this is my second time attending PST. So got some familiarity already lah.
Good.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
now you can cope with your you still can cope with your full-time job. You still can do sales. Are you able?
I can't really do sales because I'm with a government step board.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So the license very precious. Don't anyhow play.
Your license on the step board.
No. Of course, the RAS license is very precious. So
last time I also I was an Air Force regular, so I can understand that. But last time Bojing who doesn't matter, no need to show name card one. Get into trouble, right? But now no choice. I must show name card, all these things, so must be very careful. I remember I go to one HDB flat and I saw somebody inside that I know of. Wow, it's so stressful. Yeah. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. So now, I mean, new launch, very hot, but I don't have the opportunity to do lah. Later I meet some of the people over there die.
Okay. Yeah, not easy. But not to worry. I always tell people eventually.
Yeah.
Please take your current full-time job as your part-time job. Please take this as your full-time, then you can turn around.
Exactly why I'm here now during my working hours.
Well, thank you so much, and I'm happy that you're willing to try it out because, I mean, this is good. At least you are making it happen, right? If not, you would not want to do this exercise. I know it's a challenge, but I really admire you. So please, let's do it together. All right, so good. Let's start.
Okay, good. So, Mr. Benson, thank you for giving me this opportunity to share with you some of your property goal as you continue to plan for your family, right? So I can see that some of the data that you have shared with me, and you have a goal saying that you want to buy a Jadescape 4-room for your son, which is about 2.1 million right now. So, if it's okay, can you share with me a bit how the plan for your son to buy a Jadescape and why is it 4-room? And why is it Jadescape? Yeah, is it okay to share some with me?
Because of the school that we want to send the son to there, because I think they got a good school.
There got a good school, right? Okay. So you mean so you prefer so your goal is to purchase this Jadescape under your son's name?
No. Under both both of us.
Okay. So now thank you for sharing because at first when we communicated over text, I thought you want to buy the Jadescape for your son. So I thought it's going to be under your son's name. So it's not that case, yeah?
No.
I see. Okay. So meaning you want to buy Jadescape as your next property goal, yeah? Okay. Is it okay if I understand a little bit more that so this is definitely for a homestay purpose rather than as an investment purpose? Am I right to say that?
Hope to achieve both.
Oh, you hope to achieve both. Okay, good. So let me wait, 1, 2, 2. Okay, right. So can I find out a little bit more because it seems that you have a very specific number in your head already. You already know that you want to buy a 4-room Jadescape at 2.1 million. So is this the first time that you are approaching a property agent like me, or you have already met someone before you come to me?
No, you're the first one.
Okay. So how did your understanding about 4-room 2.1 million comes about?
Oh, I checked before.
Sorry?
I've checked before.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So let me share this with you. Okay. That what with all the data you have shared with me, and according to what you are looking at, okay, it is actually a very good move, all right. That you are looking to purchase this Jadescape 4-room lah, okay, and 2.1 million. Yes, we can definitely work around with that, yeah. So, but that also means that it is.
Alfred, you must try to your best, right? To look, yes, you must try your best to look towards me, and because why? When you are working on a Zoom platform, it's always good to actually connect with the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, because I'm looking at the PA app.
Understand. But because why your initial stage, you're just connecting, so you should be very relaxed and just trying to talk. Because if within your front of your computer, you cannot be looking at your PA app and you are just like this way, and then probably a so that may not be the way. So what you
Okay.
can do, you should connect with them.
Got it, boss. Okay, so because you have shared with me that you and your wife, the both of you, you are more of a conservative one. So can I say that in this case, meaning to say the both of you, you are not very you are not very keen into like spend buying into a next property, not knowing what you're going to get into. Am I right to say that?
I don't understand what you're trying to ask. So what is your objective, please?
Okay, because you shared with me that you and your wife, you are a very conservative person lah. So be it when it comes to money spending lah, and you prefer to have your own house, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
these most people who prefer.
Okay. Yes. Correct. So with this plan in mind, okay. Here we have two options that we're going to look at, right? The first option is this, right? The first option is that we will first go ahead, all right, we will first go ahead to purchase the house, purchase Jadescape, okay, and then after that, we will then, because there is still some time before you can collect the key from Jadescape, yeah. So once we have purchased the Jadescape ready, and then after that we will, balik. Kanchong. Okay. So we will go ahead.
Alfred, most important one is to relax. Of course, I think you see, the moment you start to plan what you want to speak, right, it becomes.
Okay, got it.
Your brain is actually so stressed out. It's actually what should I say? What should I say? How should I flow? How should I talk in the right way? So actually, your brain working, your brain is already corrupted. Too many thinking process. So the best is to enjoy the process. What is when you there's needs, right? You trust. So have you been?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Then just now what you're trying to do?
Present the solution already.
You are going to you see the first one you need cover a little bit, but the last part you straight away jump from 1, 2, 3 to 4, right?
Yeah.
Alfred, I think you have quite a bit of echo. I don't know, is it from your side or my side? Maybe you off the mic a bit.
Oh, okay.
I think your side is the one that is having the echo. I don't have echo, right? Do I have echo? Yeah, so the echo is actually from Alfred's side, not from my side. My side don't have any echo. I'm not so sure why Alfred's side got too much echo, which is also quite a disturbance. So you see, the thing here is that to the rest of the people here, I need every one of you to be, when you are listening to Alfred, right, you must also identify your current way of delivery. You must be able to spot the differences. You must be able to spot, right, what you should avoid. How can you do it in a better way? That should be the way. So if you look at Alfred, what has he done, right? Basically, he's trying to tell me quite a fair bit of thing in front, but subsequently, he straight away say that, you should be buying your Jetscape. So he actually jumped the step of what? Building the trust. Second, haven't even tell me about how do I determine why do you want to buy Jetscape? How do you know that this price is good? Probably have not done yet. Fourth, straight away talk about why sell. But sell straight away, it tells you you should go and buy this Jetscape, for example. But there's still a lot of question mark inside this Jetscape, but was not addressed. Why? Because he has jumped the gun to straight to why sell. Have you built the trust yet? No. Build trust is very important at this stage. Because if you don't have a build trust, people will not know you. You see, straight away you jump into why you should sell. First, you should sell this, then you can cash out the money, then I find you don't have a place to rent or whatever here and there. So all this becomes straightforward into the last stage. I tell you, my stages you don't need to follow, but I can tell you these stages are correct one. Because there is a logic of framework one. Because you are trying to prove your value first. When people start to see your value, people will start to see, oh wow, this person really care for me. There's still a lot of things not done yet, a lot. Yeah, but it doesn't matter because Alfred, your first time doing it, it's not easy and you are not ready in the full time doing your sales yet. So it's a very tough thing for you already. But still, you take the courage to do it. All right, so I think that's good enough. All right, so now Alfred, I let you come back again.
Okay, Ken. So,
No more echo, man.
oh yeah, because I put on earpiece now.
Okay, good, a bit better.
Okay, so Mr. Benson, so you had mentioned to me about Jetscape, okay. So you are concerned because you locked down into Jetscape because this place is actually near to the school that your son will be attending. Am I right? Yeah. Yeah. So maybe can I ask, apart from Jetscape, have you also explored any surrounding condominium that is near to the school that your son is attending?
There's only one new launch with Jetscape.
So you only want to look into new launch. Am I right? Why not resale? Just curious to understand a bit more.
Resale are older law.
Okay. So there is a concern, right? Any other reason apart being older?
Nothing much.
Nothing much, Good. Okay. So maybe today's sharing, I'm not here to sell you anything. Neither am I encouraging you, to sell a place and then buy a new launch or either to buy a resale. Yeah. But I'm here purely really to just share some past data with you, so that using this past data that I'm going to share with you.
Sell one,
Sorry.
I really want to sell one,
Of course, I want you to. Of course, I know you.
To sell. You're coming here to ask me to tell me information only, because I really want to sell one. So are you able to help me to sell?
Of course, I will be able to help you to sell, right? But before that, I think it is also very important to know that as we use the past references to use as good understanding and good knowledge, so that you don't just buy and sell. Because how do you know that buying Jetscape is definitely the right new launch to buy? How do you know that buying Jetscape for 4-room 2.1 million is definitely worth the money to put in? What if you 5 years down the road you don't earn any money from now? Then how, right? So it is important that we just look into the past data, understanding whether is it worth buying a new launch, or is it better to buy a resale property. Okay, Because ultimately, right, you mentioned to me that you want not just a house to stay, but also having to serve another purpose of investment as well. Ultimately, your goal is to eventually also have the opportunity to earn money. Am I right to say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So before we jump into which project to buy into, maybe let's take a look at some example that I'm going to share with you. Can we? Are we good? Are we good to go with this?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So let's say today not just Jetscape let's say we use another example okay, this condominium A. Okay, so condominium A, right? Let's say 2 million as well. Okay, so with this data that you have shared with me, your income and outstanding loan and whatnot. Okay, 2 million. So we sorry, boss, I gonna stuck here.
No problem, Alfred. Can I ask you a question now, Alfred?
Yes.
So, what do you suggest me to do if, let's say, based on my current situation, what is the better object? What's the better way to do in my portfolio? Should I go and buy a 4-bedroom Jetscape or what? Should I decouple or what? What is the best way to do?
So actually what my recommendation here is that is actually not even decoupling because even with decoupling, both of their salary income is actually still too low to buy a 2.1 condominium. So
if both of us add up together to buy this, if I sell this property and buy a 4-bedroom at Jetscape, do you think is it viable?
So they sell this property and then together they buy this Jetscape.
Yeah.
Workable.
Workable?
Yes.
Really?
Based on what?
You say
sorry.
Then now I ask you, is it workable? You halfway like that. So do you think that if I sell this and buy $2.1 million, is it possible? Do you think I should?
So assuming that they are entering at the right price.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, it is workable.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, but they might. I mean, they have to buy together lah.
Yep. Alfred, I want to ask you, if you are in their position now, what do you think? Will you do that? If you are in their position, right, will you do that? Have you done the numbers already?
Yes, I've done the numbers.
So can you show me your numbers?
Okay, so I am looking. So CPF, they do not have enough lah. They need to cash top up. Yeah. So after the cash top up, they still have a balance fund of 107,000.
Are you able to write it in your iPad or whatever? Are you using your iPad and laptop now or what?
I'm using my iPad.
When you're talking to me, you're using your iPad, right?
Yes, yeah, I'm using my iPad.
Are you able to share screen and show me what's the number? Because by talking, people cannot understand.
Oh, because my PA app, I'm using I'm using my mobile phone here.
It doesn't matter. Can you use your iPad to do some writing? Because just now you are all talking, right? So people may not understand.
Okay. Sure. Can.
You share screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You able to see my share screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So
how would you write? You have all your numbers, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. So can you just tell me, should I go ahead to sell this property and buy this house?
Okay. So Jade skate at 2.1 million. Okay. Then let me just ship it. So 25%, it will be 525,000, right? And then with the stamp duty of 68,600, their loan of 75% will be 1.5 million.
Yep.
So basically the fund needed for the purchase are cash and CPF. Okay. But what they are, the balance that they have is that the CPF over here is a negative 38,600, whereby their cash, after selling their current property, this is the amount that they have. So if we top up from the cash fund over here to the CPF, they still have a balance fund of 100,000. Okay. So with these balance funds over here, right? What will be their safety net now, right? So should this couple, right, Benson and Shannon, continue to work, yeah, okay, in the best case, in the best scenario, sorry. No, sorry. Best case scenario, it can still last them for 2.6 years. Sway kena, they no job. Okay. 1.5 years. So then I will ask them, based on this kind of based on this safety net, 1.5 years. Okay, so you really got no job. Yeah. Is this comfortable? Is this something that you're comfortable with to proceed? This is what I will ask them.
So can I ask you a question, Alfred? If you are the customer now, will you buy this unit?
So if I'm the customer, I feel that 1.5 years, especially now during COVID period, I feel a bit too low, the safety net a bit too low for me.
And why do you say that they can do it?
So financially, if we go and calculate the numbers and all these things, financially, the dollars and cents definitely can make up to it, can proceed. Yeah. So this is now then up to the individual, as an individual or even as a couple, is it something that they are comfortable with? So of course, there are customers who say, Alfred, actually 1.5 years can I will definitely not let myself jobless for more than 6 months. If that is the case, then of course,
Alfred, it's not so much about what your client will say. It's so much more about what you should say. Now we are in stage 2. We are called build trust.
Yeah.
Right? Whether the customer buy eventually the 1.5 year, it's not important. More important is what have you done to make them feel that you care for them. That's my concern.
Got it.
Because you are busy running all the numbers. But the thing here is that, right? Have you mentioned anything about how will you feel first? Because we are now at stage 2, but you are now pushing yourself at stage 4. Why sell?
Understand.
So stage 2 is all about making people feel comfortable, making people feel good. Then I want to ask you, what is their total income for both of them?
Total income, 13,000, 13,000 like that.
13,000, right? What's the
Yeah.
monthly installment for this house?
Oh, very high.
Huh? How much?
Very high.
Write down.
Sure. So, estimated monthly installment,
6,000.
yes, correct. And their contribution,
No, you just put 6,000 first, right? If both of them
yes.
now is 13,003.
Yeah,
Their total add up income is 13,003.
yeah.
So if you look at this number now, right? If you are them, will you buy? Even if you're 1.5 year?
No.
Huh?
No.
You won't buy?
I won't taking up too much of the combined income already.
Exactly lah. So that's why I ask you can buy or not. You say can. You see, why I purposely do this exercise with you? Because why? You see, a lot of agents are only focused on wanted to get the deal done or to get the units, so-called ask them to buy. But actually, if you're in their position, will you encourage them to buy? I would not.
No.
They really want to buy the JSK 4-bedroom, my this customer. But eventually, I still tell them, if I'm you, I won't. So actually, the customer never buy eventually. But it's okay. But do you know that subsequent whatever I talk, whatever I say, no second thoughts, man. Even though I even tell them to left with their 1, 2 unit or 3-bedroom, I also told them, if I'm them, I won't buy also. To me, closing is not difficult. To me, is how the client trusts you is more important. Because paying an installment of $6,000, income combined is only 13,000. Almost 50% of the income is gone. Actually, Alfred, your customer will only tell you one thing, let me consider. But he won't tell you, I'm afraid to pay installment. But deep in their heart, they see 6,000 and 13,000, they care. Hey, you haven't forgot that they have children. They need to take care of all the inventory, need to pay this, pay that, right? 13,000 minus 6,000 left with only $6,000, $7,000. $7,000 to have a husband and wife plus one condo plus maintenance plus so many things. Wow, I tell you, will they do it? They won't. So I want to ask you, Alfred. Now I want to ask you, if you are the agent, after working down this number, how would you actually deliver to them now based on what you have done now? I want to hear how is your delivery? And the rest of the people who are listening as well, I want you to comment. I want you to speak out as well if you want to. How would you deliver?
Yes. Yeah.
I want the rest of the people, don't just sit there, right? You all must also comment later on, right? Please tell me how you feel also. Because why? The whole exercise of today here is not to listen to both of us talk only, because then there's no. All right, so I want the rest of the people out there, if you can, please help me to comment how you feel when Alfred is the one talking. Because why? I want all of you to observe. If you are the agent just now, will you also do the same thing as Alfred? You need to observe all this small little aspect, because this small little aspect is the only thing that you can make yourself look different. But most of the time, people don't focus on all this. They focus on working out the numbers, just like Alfred, what you have done. No problem, 1.5 years, 2.6 years. But you focus on all the big numbers. But have you actually forgotten the most important thing? Can I afford? So these are the small little thing, right? When it comes to restructuring, right, is the most difficult part. Is because why? Human being, agents tend to lose touch on this personal touch, and that is important. People are not so concerned about all these numbers. People are concerned whether you care for me or not, whether you think a little bit more for me or not. Can you imagine? Alfred, if husband and wife, one of them are not going to work, you think scary or not?
Scary. Definitely scary.
The two leg also will be very fearful, right? So must I tell the customer this? I have to, I want to be very, we as a property agents here, we are not just because of commission want to just do sales like that. I don't want to teach my people to be in this kind of format. No, you all should not. We must still put our customer as number one. Not because we can earn money. Earning money is a logical thing that we will do it. But most important, we must always put our customer into the most important to make sure that they are taken care of. So this is something that I hope all of you can see why I push this exercise here, because I want all of you to see this is one of the missing link, right? So now, Alfred, I would like you to do me a favor for you, right? If you are the agent now talking to me, how would you actually tell me what you should do? Can I make sure that I have one person who is 529970. What is the number here? I don't know who are you, but make sure that you mute your mic unless you want to speak out as well. Thank you so much. Okay, good. Alfred, how will you deliver? Any one of you here later on want to try to deliver can also let me know. I can let you deliver. You see, at the end of the day, my objective is very simple. I hope to improve some of your delivery and the rest of the people can see how it's being done. That is my key thing that I would like to achieve today. All right, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, so actually I will continue to do what I'm doing here as of what you are seeing on the screen, because I would not want to tell them that you shouldn't buy Jadescape 4-room with this price. Yeah, I want to show them, exactly what they want, and then I run down the number for them and ask, if this is something that you are comfortable with. So, if Mr.
You just talk. You don't tell me what you are going to talk.
Okay. So, Mr. Benson, now that we have run down the number, and you are seeing this number yourself, can I ask you if this is something that you are comfortable to proceed with? With the monthly installment of this amount, and after you sell your house, this is the safety net that we're looking at. Is you and your wife comfortable with this plan?
Okay. I would say that I'm a bit concerned.
Okay. Is it okay if you can share with me what is your concern exactly?
My concern
Why?
is
Yeah.
my concern is the installment. Hello? 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 Where are you? Alfred? Alfred, where are you? Alfred? Suddenly he lost. Anybody who would like to try while I wait for him to come back? Anybody who would like to try? Nobody there to try. Where is him? He exited out.
Hey, Kelvin.
Yes.
Cheryl here. Yeah, maybe I can just add one thing is, so far even we put in all the figures, everything into our apps, and the difficulty we are encountering is what to do next.
What do you do next?
Yeah, so maybe moving forward, if there's a platform, because from place to place, so that we are encouraged to do more cases, rather than we made our case, we can't propose. So if strict selling, everything is no problem. But if we want to propose others, maybe there's a platform where we can actually ask case-to-case basis. I think that will also encourage us to do more cases.
I don't
This is what
understand.
I'm encountering right now. Even I have cases, all right, strict selling, strict buying, no problem. But finding alternative, once we key in the figures, like for example, for this case, we key in the figures, we saw this, all right, it's still viable once the customer is able to accept the fact of paying the 83877. But based on your experience, you are able to give alternative, which maybe lack of a certain experience, we may not be able to give. Also on top of that, because we did not do more cases, we also lack of recommending other projects, new projects.
That's the reason why, Shirley, I already during my first day training, right? What do I talk about? 4 things.
Creating the need and everything, I think so far is okay. It's only, as I told you, is that on the ground, this is what I think, I mean, for one, is I'm actually encountering. Right? That's why moving forward, if let's say there's a platform, it would be great.
It's not about the platform. Even I give you the platform is already there.
Not the platform. It's like, for example, case to case, we have somebody to ask from, to discuss with, so that we can take on more cases.
Where to find such kind of platform?
Right. That's one thing is that I'm just proposing, that's all.
Actually, it's impossible. Can you imagine we have 5,000 agents?
I'm aware of that.
Everybody were to ask a platform like go to the fortune teller and ask the fortune teller, what can I offer to you, right? It's impossible. That's why agents, you guys must know this. You guys must identify what is called the right product. But if you don't, right, you will forever in this position. Why am I able to do so? It's not because I'm more experienced. It's because I go and study which is the right project that I think I will buy. If you think that this project is something like, for example, Jetscape, is you will buy, what will you do? You will go and find out the reason why will you want to buy this project. But the question here is, did you do this? That's my question. There are so many projects out there in the market. But the question is, if you ask yourself, Shirley, if I want to ask you, which project will you buy? If you are the customer, if you yourself want to buy a property, which one will you buy? Huh? Which one will you buy? Hey, hello, Shirley.
Yes, I'm still here.
Which one will you buy? You see, what I'm trying to ask you is what? If an agent, when I speak to cannot even give me an answer immediately, right? I know that the agent is not prepared. For me, it's very simple. In my back of my mind, I'm always ready one. Anybody I meet, I cannot wait for what he wants to tell me to buy. I only tell him what I want him to buy. And I think that project is worth to buy. Because I've done my due diligence, I've done my check, I've done all my necessary research to justify why this project is worth to buy. That's called identify. That's why my third stage is called what? Identify. Why a lot of agents cannot do well in sales? It's very simple. Because they never research. They never check. But if you don't check, you see, from Kelvin's mouth and your mouth come out is totally different thing, right? We can have the same thing to talk about, but the delivery is always different. I can tell you what project to sell, but the problem here is when you comes to your turn to go and deliver, it's going to be different thing. So all of you, why must you learn this? Because why? There's no shortcut one. There's no shortcut in the market. There's only one thing that you must do is to work hard. You will need to identify. Every time you look at the number of CES that I have to do, right? The number of research that I need to do, right? It's not because I experience. It's because I put in time and effort to do it. So if you never put in time and effort, right, you will forever in this position. Which project is good? Which one is worth to buy? Which one is better to buy? I tell you, my friend, I myself, if I want to talk to my client, I always ask myself this question. Given a chance today, which project should I buy? If I'm not clear, then I tell you I'll be in trouble because the customer will not be clear in terms of what to buy, and that is danger. So you yourself must be very clear. No shortcut one. I tell you, friend, in the market, there's no shortcut one. If you just want to base on one technology, immediately can tell you an answer, I tell you it will not work. In sales, most important is not tech. In sales, most important is delivery. And that's the reason why I put in so much emphasis with all of you here, right? It's because I want you to understand how to deliver to make things feel good. That is the most important. No shortcut, my friend. All of you must understand there is no shortcut. You must decide yourself, 1 to 2 projects. Which one will I buy? If I think this is a project I will buy, I will do research. Justification. Why? I want to convince myself that don't buy this project is stupid. Then I tell you, Shirley, you are already there. I'm happy if you can talk to me in front of the screen and tell me which project you think is right. I'll be happy to listen. I'll give you my comments. I'll tell you how I feel. Then it's good that you can practice. This one is better. No shortcut one. My friend, all of us all start from nothing. We all must learn.
I'm aware of that. Sorry to cut in. The only thing is, for the time being, because I've tried a few times, of course I will emphasize and look on more details, but from case to case, I feel that I'm still, meeting out the bottleneck.
I do not know because I never hear before, so I cannot comment. I really cannot comment what you say, what you want, I do not know.
That's the reason why more or less I'm losing touch of the whatever. So since today we're on the topic, and
the
that's the reason why I was just suggesting something.
See
that on the ground, maybe I'm not the only one who's encountering it, Yeah, I'm just suggesting only.
I do not know, but definitely I can tell you what you ask for is impossible. It will never happen in any industry because there's no way there's someone there. I tell you, if the person is going to be there answering 24 hours, which project is worth to buy, then actually,
no, it's not about so much what project to buy. But I find that if some fair discussion, like for example, right now, if we have a problem right now, we ask you if we happen to have a case right now.
So that's why I'm saying, first you have you can ask me if you want to. If you not, you can ask your upline, you have asked your leader, your manager, whoever the person is. So these are the different people that you can speak to, right? So this is the most important part. Of course, today training, let's be very focused back to where we are now here before we go into other things. If not, we never end. All right, Alfred, continue from where you have stopped.
Okay, sorry, boss. I got disconnected just now.
No problem.
Yeah, so I couldn't use my iPad. I don't know why. I think my iPad also kind of very kanchong. So now I'm using my phone to log in.
Okay.
So I couldn't write, but I will just try my best here.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter because just now we already went through some of the numbers here. So basically, I want to ask you here is that, right? Just now we went through halfway. The way you are trying to ask me here is how I feel.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Right? So for me,
so you mentioned that there are some concern, and what are some of the concerns that you are facing?
Yeah, my concern here is of course the installment.
I see. Okay, right. So so apart from installment, which is really high, 5,000 plus 5.9, which is actually close to 6K a month of the installment. Yeah. And imagine, during this COVID period, everyone is very kanchong about their career and all these things. So apart from the high installment, who are we to say that definitely our job is secure or not, right? Or not. So with 1.5 years of safety net, right? Are you also comfortable with the 1.5 year of safety net?
Actually, after I already tell you I'm not comfortable.
Exactly, right? So it is, so if you will allow me to share my recommendation, right? And since you're also, you're also saying that you're not comfortable, my recommendation is that for Jadescape 4-room at 2.1 million is actually too high for us to enter. Yeah. So definitely I will definitely prefer that we look at other project which has a lower entry price. Yeah. And we can go for a 4-room using other project at a lower entry price. Yeah. So this would be my recommendation. Yeah. As compared to us going directly straight into Jadescape 4-room.
Okay, good. Alfred, the rest of the people, anybody has any comment about Alfred, what he has spoken, right? How do you feel this way of replying? Can I get a few of the team here to let me know how do you think, if you are Alfred, right, will you do this way? That means he's asking the customer how you feel first. So from there, he's trying to tell him that you should not do that. Is this the best way to do so? Anybody has any comment? Anybody? No comments. Hi. Alfred, nobody want to comment about you.
Have. I will, Andrew Lim say, because Andrew sent me a direct message. I will recommend if buyer has strong sentiment for Jadescape.
Send wrong, is it?
Send wrong. Oh, okay. Only has one kid and objective was to move near to school. Perhaps look at 3-bedroom.
It's not so much about recommending what bedroom. How do we show that we care? Yes, exactly. That's what I want to do now. That's why I want to ask you how you feel first. So because Galaxy Tab is who I do not know. Okay? Because your name is Galaxy Tab, I don't know who are you as well. Can you just make sure that you tell your name there? You can actually change your own name, because why? So that I can call your name. You call Charisma, right? Charisma, I think like what you're trying to say here is that, are you trying to tell me that what Alfred is doing now, right? You feel that he's just like relaying information.
Yeah, it's at the moment it's just numbers. I think the client needs to be comforted more than, because numbers sometimes can worry them, scare them. So some kind of surety, something that will make them feel that we care for them and we are looking towards a
Sure.
plan for them to sustain the property.
Sure. But Charisma, can I ask you a question now? Is it because just now the way he approached, you feel that there's still no care element at all?
Yeah, because there was basically there was just too much information, and it was very one-side conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a two-way where the client was sharing his side. I feel that it was not two ways. So the clients normally need to share that what they want also.
But what I want to talk about is the last part, not so much the front numbers.
Okay.
How do you feel when he talked about the last part? Mr. Buyer, can I ask you, what is something that you are not comfortable with? Then the buyer replied, the installment is a bit high. Subsequently, he continues thereafter. Do you think that this way is a better way?
No, it's not. Definitely, we have to work on clearing the concerns at that moment. Try to find a way, or at least we can talk more about it and then work towards either maybe 4-room may not be suitable, maybe a 3-room or maybe, I'm sorry, we are not directing on one project here, right? If that 4-room at Jetscape is a bit too steep for his installment, then he may want to look into a 3-room. Perhaps we should work on those numbers, maybe.
It's not so much about the numbers. Okay, let me come back.
Okay.
Let me help you all.
Okay, sure, boss. Sorry, boss.
No worries. Thank you so much for participating as well. Okay, one of the things that you see, why am I trying to point this out is that, Alfred, if this is my opinion, okay, the rest of the people, you can listen to my opinion and you decide whether is it right or wrong. Not say right or wrong, you decide whether which one is a better approach. For me, Alfred, I will not do your way. Why? You basically is only echoing what the customer's replying you. You ask the customer, what is something that's not comfortable? The customer reply you, because of the installment. Okay, I hear your concern, your installment, your worry is high, which honestly, I also think that it's not right. I think that the price is high. Basically, you are echoing back what the customer tells you and you echo back. So is there a value for you? Alfred, is there a value for you?
No, not really.
Because why? You are echoing what the customer tell you and you tell them, yeah, customer, correct. I don't think it's good for you. Do you understand where I'm trying to drive you to?
Yeah.
I will tell you how I do it. I say, Mr. Buyer, Mr. Benson, honestly, when you tell me you want to buy something like a 4-bedroom in Jetscape, first thing, I work out your installment. And I realize that the installment is about $6,000. Deep in my heart, if I'm you and I have a children with my wife, having an income of 13,000, honestly, I will not do that. Because if I do that, I will have a lot of stress. I think the last thing that we want to do here is to get our customer into that kind of stress mode. Yes, it's true that you probably have the 1.5 years to really tie over if anything goes wrong. But to me, it's uncertainties. To me, it's not thing that I want to do to myself. I was strongly not encouraging you to do this because I think this is the last thing that I would like to do. But of course, Mr. Buyer, if you choose to do what you feel like doing, I will still accept. But the thing that I, as a professional myself, I work out your numbers, I think this is not the best way for you. In fact, I have another suggestion for you. I'd rather you do something else first. Yes, I know that you probably want to get a house that is at Jetscape for your children to study, right? But what we should do now is to go for something that is affordable first. When you make some money, later on, then you move on to buy even a resale Jetscape. It's no issue at all. But at least the most important thing here is that we don't want you to stress over holding on to the property and both of you, husband and wife, are in that kind of stress mode. This is the last thing that as an agent, we should do this to you. And I just want to be very fair and transparent to you. How do you feel, Alfred?
Assured, very assured.
So you see, the reverse engineer is what? I reverse to tell you how I feel first. But the way you do it here is you are just like repeating what the customer is saying, which is not so good. Because why? The thing is from the horse's mouth, not from your mouth. When it's not from your mouth, it becomes, actually, you just repeat what I'm saying, but actually you never think for me. You see what I'm trying to drive you to?
Yeah.
Right? So, Charisma, do you understand? Do you agree with me, Charisma?
Yes, boss, totally. I feel like when you were talking, right, if I was the client, right, I will feel like, you know what, whatever we end up buying or whatever, you are definitely the person I want to work with because I know that you care for my needs.
Yeah.
And coming forward, you worry about me.
Yep. So that is the reason why the flow of the speech is so important, right? First is to build the trust. Actually, there's no hurry to sell thing one. No hurry one. There's no urgency at all. But most important, you must buy them first. Actually, in restructuring, in talking about sales, right, it's not about the numbers. As a man, we are very good in numbers. We always look at numbers. But at the end of the day, it's not the numbers. Actually, the man most of the men are more careful is what? They are not worried about the numbers you can give me. It's about how much can I afford. This is most of us is in a sense. But the most important is the message that you bring across must be very powerful, must feel for them. But the truth here is that, must I fake it out? I don't need to fake it out. That's why, Alfred, you don't need to be worried about how I deliver, how you deliver. Because when you start to plan what you deliver, you see just now my message come out, right? Actually, did I plan it out, my delivery? I never want. I cannot plan one. This kind of delivery, if you plan it out, wow, I tell you, it will be chapalang, it's so difficult to plan out. But you must use your heart to feel it. Because when you are using yourself and put yourself into the position, you will know what you should do, what you should not do. Then when you deliver it out, it's actually from you. A lot of agents fail is because why? They deliver based on logical framework. So they deliver based on what they know, but there's no touch, there's no feeling, there's no connectivity. So the connectivity is very, very important when we talk about restructuring. Restructuring is not difficult to do, but the most difficult to do here is making them feel that you care for them, concern for them, which a lot of people always forget. Most of the people straight away, numbers. So at the end of the day, right, the focus is always running through information. So that is the part that, right, Alfred, just now when you're trying to deliver, you have a lot of thoughts. Do you realize that your speech is not smooth? Because, because you are thinking, what should I talk? How should I talk? What if I talk, Kelvin doesn't feel good? What if I talk, that person don't feel good? So a lot of agents always have this mind here. What if how the customer think of me? Then you are jammed already. That's why your speech, actually, do you know, Alfred, you already know what you want to speak. But the moment you want to start talking, right, you started, your framework, I'm quite sure, even for a start, your framework is already there. That's why you dare to say, hey, Kelvin, I want to try. But when you start, suddenly the framework out of picture. So that's why the way you speak become a little bit not smooth. It's because of fear, because of worried. But if you really use your heart to speak to the rest of the people, you don't need to be worried one. Some of you will be thinking, Kelvin, how can I speak like you? You don't need to speak like me because why? All of you can deliver as good as me. No doubt one. As long as you trust yourself. As long as you trust yourself that whatever you give is the best for your customer, that's good enough. That is really good enough, right? So, anybody who like to try to deliver, this one very stressful. Anybody would like to try talking? Actually, it's very good, Alfred. You know why? You see, Alfred has just demonstrated something over here. It may not be the best, right? But it doesn't matter. But the most important, we change and listen to the right way. And that's the reason why I appreciate people who just come out and do testing and do it. Because this is the only time that I can help you to improve and fine-tune. And because of what Alfred has done, right, it actually has helped the rest of the people to have takeaway. If not, one-way traffic like I keep doing, right, there's no value one. Really no value one. So really, I must say thank you so much, Alfred. Can we give him a round of applause or not? Right, like by saying thank you to him as well, because it's not easy to talk in front of me as well, because it took a lot of courage, right? So really, thank you so much, Alfred. Hey, can everybody say some thank you words to him or not? Right? Thank you so much. Right? Clap. Right? Really.
Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss.
But good. Now anybody else has because we have not even go into yet. We still halfway. We only do 1/3 of the thing only. I still got 2/3 and 3/3 some more to do. Okay, good. So, Alfred, you have anything else to add on?
Add on.
Anybody?
I think no. I don't know. I don't know what should I be thinking about adding on as well.
Okay. So now, what do you think?
No. So if I were to go through the entire process of what you have guided us just now, by reassuring them, speaking from the heart, and all these things, then we can narrow it down further to what is a comfortable number that they should be looking at lah. Yeah, because then the assurance is already there, ma. The assurance, the trust is already there. Yeah, then I can go down to the numbers and projects.
Yeah, correct. But anybody like yourself, have you tried the decoupling over here? Can we do decoupling?
I use the PA app, and then I look at the decoupling. Possible lah, but definitely not at the 2.1 million mark lah. They definitely have to go down further.
Yep.
Yeah.
The most important here is that I want to ask you here is that, can this couple proceed to do decoupling? Anybody has tried the decoupling? Anybody in this room has tried the decoupling? Anyone? Can it be done? Right, as I mentioned just now, Audrey, right? Audrey, can you just share with me, can it be done in terms of the decoupling?
Can.
Can, okay. Audrey, are you able to tell me how you have?
Okay, I'm not sure I'm right lah, just to share.
No
If
problem.
the husband is buying, if the husband is a seller, so the husband will get a cash proceed of about 100,000 and 122.5 thousand. So if the buyer side, the wife side can get a CP. The wife side CPF should be able to 99,000 should be able to cover the completion fee. If we switch the completion fee of 20%, right? We switch the 20% to the option fee, and the completion we switch 5%.
Yeah, Audrey, sorry, because like this, most of the people cannot catch one.
Okay, sorry. So for the property, so for half of the valuation, right? The buyer have to take over, right? The loans instead of loan, or 75% loan, and the buyer also need to pay for the option fee and completion fee. So typically, people will do the option fee of 5% and completion fee of 20%. But I think if they go ahead with a typical scenario of 5% option fee and completion fee of 20%, the wife will be added up, or the buy side will be added up with a negative balance in terms of their CPF.
Sorry, Audrey. Are you using your CPF to do the calculation?
I'm using my manual calculation.
Manual calculation.
Yeah.
Okay. Manual calculation.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
No.
Okay, I explain again. So if you want to buy over,
because I know my numbers very well, but because I must make sure the rest of people understand. If the rest of people don't understand what you're trying to do.
I talk about the seller side first. So if husband is a seller, the cash proceed will be about 122,000, which I minus off the legal fee of 3,000. Yeah, about there lah. Do you get the same number? We have to work out the both side. Assuming a seller is a husband, and also another scenario is wife is a seller. So both sides to see which one is a better options to decouple.
So who should you decouple?
Okay, so I will suggest. Let me see. I will suggest maybe the wife probably can sell to husband.
So Shannon is the seller.
It can be actually, yeah. Actually, yes. Actually, I think the both scenario, I don't see a very big difference. Yeah. So while wife is the seller, the wife can, the outgoing party can get about 139,000. The wife, if the seller can get back about 139,000.
So because you know why the because because for what you are doing now is a little bit challenging here, because I must make sure that they can see the number. If they cannot
Okay.
see, it's very difficult for you to explain this way. You can write it out for us to see.
I cannot write down.
Because I think I would like to cut here first, because
Okay.
if I don't cut here, the people will be lost already.
I agree.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much, Audrey. Anybody who has done one would like to show me how it's being done first. I want to see. Anybody who can good at using the PAF calculators or whatever that you are using, one can show me. Anybody? Okay, don't have, right? Never mind. Then I just show you how it's being done. Then I move on. All right, so if you look at this, basically, if you look at this, right, this is a decoupling calculator. If we look at 1.07 million, 549,000 is the outstanding loan. If the seller is actually the wife, which is Shannon, so if we input these figures here, right, so my question to all of you here is that, are we able to actually decouple the unit? Because the completion figure here, the completion figure that we need to come out is 107, but we only have $91,000 here.
Actually, Kelly, right, she did share that, right? In some of the law firm, they allowed this kind of decouple transaction, right? The 20% down payment in cash, then the 5% in terms of the completion. Right? So the cash is the left right pocket, like, if the law firm allow.
Yeah. So now the key point here is not so much about this. Okay, I mean for Audrey, I understand you know about this, but I more important is the rest of the people. You see from here, right? What do we see from here? Wait, take a picture. So if you look at this exercise that we are trying to do here is what? So basically the valuation here is 1.07 million. Okay, so the outstanding loan is actually 549. So this is the current figures that we have over here. So I want to let everybody understand one thing. So if you look at the valuation here is half of it is 535. All right. So basically the one that is going to buy over Shannon's share, right? She only got 91,000. She only have 91,000. Why is it? Okay, she only have 91,000. But in order to complete the whole process, we need 107,000. So 107 minus 91, right? There's a shortfall of minus 16,000. There's a shortfall. So basically, I just want to re-emphasize that these two, right, must use cash to pay. Which just now I mentioned, right, they only have 16,000 in the pocket. So the question is it possible to still decouple the property? Is it still possible? Can someone tell me in the chat group, is it possible? No. The rest of people anymore. If we have 100 over people here, right? So is it possible? Can you all some reply me or not? No. Thank you so much, Xiangming. Agnes, Shichin, Joyce, no. So can we that means all of you think that it's not possible, right? Because why? Because they only have cash, this one must use cash. This one also must use cash, right? So there's not enough. So but you see, what we are just now, Audrey is trying to tell you here is that this is the option fees, which is the 5%. Which is the 5%, which is 26,750. This is the amount. This is where the law firm will always like to do here is that for those people who attended my class before, right? I told you decoupling, right? It's left pocket to the right pocket. So left pocket to the right pocket. So there is a shortfall of 16,000 in the right pocket, on the right pocket now. So what we need to do here is that, right? Can we transfer 20,000 here? That means, let's say, for example, to make the calculation simple, instead of 26,750, we straight away don't go and put 5%. We put 50,000. That means the option money, which is the sales and purchase agreement, left pocket to the right pocket is 50,000. So if the left pocket to the right pocket is 50,000, right? That means this amount is actually 50K. Because why? It's going to be transferred to here. So whatever that is short of, for example, the so-called 107 divided by 2, right? Is 535 times 25%, is 25% of this valuation of this amount 535K is actually 133,750. So this 50,000 minus by this 133 minus about 50,000, right? There's only a shortfall of how much? The completion fees is 83,750. So if this figure plus this figure add up together is equivalent to this figure. Now, because of this buyer now got 91,000, he just need to clear this amount. Instead of putting 91,000, he put in 83,750. So by doing so, the decoupling will work. So of course, if you do this amount here, the cash value here will definitely drop, will be minus. There will be a differences. Instead of, that means there will be, the cash proceed here should be 535,000 minus minus 123, right? Minus away 50,000, minus away outstanding loan 274,500. Wait, that means if you look at this, the outstanding loan is this one, minus this one, minus the 25% away. All right. But this 25% will include what? Will include the 50,000. That means whatever proceed that you get, you must minus 50,000 away, because this is left pocket, right pocket. So by so doing, then you can actually realize what? You can actually do your decoupling, because why? You have enough CPF. And because they only have $16,000 cash, right? They can use this 16,000 to offset to pay what? Their legal fees and stamp duty over here, which is here. Anybody don't understand what I'm talking about? Please let me know. Yes, so the option fees can be more than 5% because it's left pocket to the right pocket. But whatever you increase here, whatever that you increase on the so-called S&P side, or the left-hand side, whatever you increase on the left-hand side, your cash value will drop. How I get the 50,000? You just plug in the 50,000 only. There is no how you get the 50,000. So I want to ask one more time. I just want to go through again with you guys. Just now some of you will say how to get the 50,000. By right, logical theory here is 5%. Right? Because option fees. But I can change this option fees. Instead of 26,000, I can change to 50,000. I can change to 60,000. But whatever I change, my cash value will drop. Because why? There's no physical cash take out. So whatever the cash that whatever you put here, it will only affect your absolute cash will drop. So if your customer want to take back more cash, that means your this option money cannot be too much. Just enough to cover whatever that is needed will be good enough. So whatever that you need to cover here will become 50,000 because it's left pocket to the right pocket. So that means the buyer has already given the seller, which is Benson, right? 50,000. This is the left pocket to the right pocket. So whatever the 25% shortage of, right, will have to deduct from your completion fees. So your completion fees will be lesser. Why? Because 535,000, you times 25%, this 25% is actually equivalent to 133,750. So 133,750 minus away 50,000 is 83,000. So this figure will become the completion fees. But because your OA got 91,000. So this 91,000 will use it to offset this. We should change this to 83,750. So left pocket, right pocket, settle. So that at least from here, you can actually work out. So technically, we can also use whatever the shortage, yes, you can. Elna, you can do that. But why do I suggest this? I have another objective. Let me share with you why I actually asked to go for 50,000. Because if you realize that, right, if I take 91,000, whatever the OA, this amount, right, I still have a balance OA in the husband account, which is 7250. I still have the balance of 7250 over here. The signal here very weak. Okay, so if you look at it here, basically, I leave a OA of this amount here. Why do I purposely leave some of the CPF in the buyer account? In the seller account, sorry, not the buyer, a seller account. The reason why I keep inside the seller account is because why? So that I can tell the seller one thing. Even you decouple this unit, you still have a balance of $7,000 over. If based on this $7,000, you can still use this amount of money, right, to offset whatever shortfall in your monthly installment. You can use that to offset if you want to. That is one of the objectives that I want to tell the person. So whatever I do, I always plan ahead. So, but of course, cash or CPF, it depends on you. But like what Elna said, I can work out whatever that is required and just plant the seed inside accordingly to this side. Nothing wrong. On the left-hand side, nothing wrong. But it depends on you. But I just want you to know one thing for all of you here. Left pocket, right pocket, you can control. Then whatever not enough, then you turn it around. How to get 7250? 91,000 minus this amount, 83,000. 91,000 is your OA, the buyer for OA got 91,000, right? So you offset the completion fees, right? It's 83,000 here, so they will have a balance of this amount. So are we clear on this? This is my objective of the second part about decoupling. Anybody not clear? Okay, clear? Okay, good. Okay, Maureen, you understand about decoupling already? Okay, good. So this is what you need to understand about the decoupling process over here. I mean, my objective of this exercise here, there is, actually there's 3 parts of this exercise. So if you ask me, right, this exercise, we have touched one thing. One of the things that we want to touch on just now is the first one that we did it with who, right? We actually talk about what? We talk about installment, whether we have enough. Just now the first part, right? Second part we touch on is decoupling, which I want to explain to you, left pocket, right pocket, how do you set aside? Second part. Third part that I would like to touch on is what? Actually, in fact, after this, right, I decided to do one. If you today, I want to ask all of you here, I want to ask every one of you here to think, if you are the agent here, now we decided to sell this property. What should be Benson purchase price? What should be Shannon purchase price? What do you suggest them to buy in this, your opinion? Think for a while. If you are the agent now, based on what we are going through now, okay, what do you suggest them if they sell their property? How much do you want individual person to buy? All right, work out about 10 minutes. I give you time to think through 10 minutes to think through your costs. If you sell for them now, what is the kind of purchase price that each of them actually should own a property? Let me know.
Boss, this is
Yeah.
Alfred.
Yeah.
So you're saying that after decouple, how much?
Sell.
Oh, okay. So if they sell, then how
Over
much
it.
can they buy?
Yes. Now we are talking about selling only. After selling, what should they be buying?
The price amount lah.
Yep. Which you think that is comfortable, you must also work out the CPF portion, everything, so that you know that whether is it the logic or right way to do so. Should they be buying one resale, one new launch, or two new launch, or whatever? You must tell me.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you see what we are trying to do here is to understand numbers, how to make them feel comfortable. That is the next step that we are doing now. Mm. Mine. Mhm. All right. So anyone would like to suggest and share with me how's your thinking process, how's your thoughts like, so that we can try to see how's your thoughts, how we like to deliver. I think that's more important. Okay, anybody has any suggestions so that we can wrap this whole thing up? Anyone? How anyone has any answer? Buy resale 1 million to stay, but new launch 1.35 and rent out.
Sorry, Kevin, can I ask, if the client says that they are conservative and prefer to have their own house, so do you normally just follow what they say, or you will still tell them the benefit of another options? Yeah.
I look at it, yeah. I of course, if you look at it, if you look at the, that's why I want to hear from you. Who is the one who is asking me? Elna or actually Audrey?
I'm the one talking, Audrey talking, Elna typing.
Okay. So Audrey, Audrey, you are asking me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now I want to ask you back. You asked a very good question. If you are them, what will you do?
Of course, I will acknowledge their. I mean, I will need to acknowledge that to them that I understand where they are coming from, and I will also share with them the difference between resale and new launches. So ultimately, the decision is still them, but I will need to share with them first before making any. I mean, I'll share with them first, so empower them to make an informed decision.
No, I want to hear you, not.
I don't know how to deliver. I ask me.
No, it's not about delivery. It's not about delivery. It's about what is your thoughts? Which one will you think that is more suitable for them?
I will share with. Okay, I will probably ask them to consider 3 or 4 better new launches within their budget. Don't need necessary to buy 2 units, like one resale or one for new launches. So instead of buying 2, maybe buy a good one, a bigger unit. So bigger unit probably have a better capital appreciation potential for capital gain. Yeah.
No. Then where are they going to stay?
Yeah, that's why that's my question. So I will share with them the benefit of, I mean, the different options. Like if they buy new launches, of course they have to, if they have somewhere to stay, like in-laws house, they can temporarily stay there. If not, then they have to rent temporary.
Because my question here is they prefer to have their own house.
That's why this is my question, whether should we just follow what they say, or we should tell them the benefit of buying a new launches while renting it in the meantime? Still a good options to consider.
You can still tell, but if actually they still want to buy, they still want to have their own house to stay.
Ah, I see. Then
Audrey, your background a lot of noise, very difficult.
Sorry, because my husband working from home. Sorry.
It's the noise behind very loud, so it's very difficult. Yeah, I mean so Audrey, I also need to hear from you. So bopian. So Audrey, what is your thoughts?
Okay. Hi. I will. Okay, I don't know how to deliver, but I will share with you what I'm going to tell them. I will share with you that okay, you have two options. You can buy a new launches, or you can buy a resale under one name, and then the other party will be buying a property for investment.
What is the price that you would like to advise them?
Oh, what is the price? Okay.
Yes. And then from there, why do you suggest this price? What is the average of this price?
Okay, their total maximum loan is 1.7 million. So the maximum property price is 2.3. So it's how we play around with these figures to get two property if they really want to buy or resale for on stay. So probably I think easily need to get a 1.5 million for resale for on stay, because they probably need a bigger space. I need to ask them now whether they are comfortable with two bedrooms or.
Have you calculated their loan amount individual or not?
Yes. Wait a minute.
Do they buy 1.5
Okay.
for one person?
Okay, so for under Benson would be about 800K or 850K the loan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and if it's under Shannon would be, let me see. Will be under Shannon will be 900K. So the loan or the property price will be about 1.2 million for Shannon. So probably the wife can buy a resale, the husband can buy an investment. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Boss, can I try? I'm Alfred here.
Okay, can.
So because when we look at their TDSR individually, right, one is 800 plus thousand, one is 900 plus thousand. Actually, if you buy a one bedder for investment, still can, but you still want a house for your own stay. But if we are looking at $1 million house or $1.1 million condo for own stay, is actually very small. So instead of you, because you have a kids and then you also don't want to compromise the space too much, right? So my recommendation for you in this case is that why not the both of you combine together and to just purchase one home lah, so that you can stay, and then after that at the same time there is still appreciation, capital growth opportunity. So in this case, what I think will be a very comfortable amount and still have a good amount of space at home is 1.4 million lah. Yeah. So
suggesting to buy a resale.
1.4 million, there is definitely opportunity for a new launch even.
So where am I going
to? Okay, because they recommend Jetscape, right? So actually, I haven't looked into if there is any other new launches around that area lah. Yeah, but 1.4 million for a 4-room, I more or less kind of know where we can look at. Yeah, if they are not restricted to just around Jetscape area, which is the Sun Fu area. Yeah.
Okay, so but where are they going to stay? Still haven't solved the problem.
Okay, so so if we buy a new launch, okay, and then we have a balance fund, we will have a balance funds of 300,000. So during this period of time, we can actually look into renting a flat, while we are waiting for a new launch. Yeah, that would be my recommendation.
Okay. So have you all tried to work out this or not using this PAF asset progression?
Boss, Kelvin, this is Elnie. So this is what I tried. Then after I hear Audrey, right, then I question myself whether I tried wrongly because I went straight to using the asset planning app, and then what it prompts me, I look at the suggested plans, and I went to them buying concurrently the options. So I just presume that the app has calculated everything based on all I input on their salary and all that as well. So it came out two options. They can
Give me a second. Who is that? Elna, right?
yeah, Elna.
Elna, do you mind that you can share your screen easy so that I don't need to type
Okay.
stuff for me?
Give me a minute. Hang on. How come? Just give me 1 minute. I don't know why today it asked me for a plugin. The last time I used it was fine.
Or must install. I also tried to just now also a few times.
Okay, yeah, but the previous time was fine. Just give me a minute. It's installing the plugin. Okay, I think we got it right. So this is what I got here, and I look at one of the property is one. I just look at it very like the overview. I didn't go too much into it. Like one of the property, it says first property you can get it at 1.35, and then the second property.
Elna, sorry, give me a second. I want to see the top part first.
Okay.
So this is Benson and Shannon buy two private concurrently, right?
Yeah.
You're going to the third stage, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I want to see the first stage first. Let's go to the suggested plan.
Okay.
Benson buy one. Go to plan one first. Benson buy one private. Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. So the total cash is about 248, is it?
The total cash will be, let me see.
Yeah, the cash value on top. 248 ma.
Yes, correct. 248.
Okay, now I only based on what you have inputted, and I assume that the numbers are correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what do you suggest him to buy this property?
Okay, I would suggest that so between two, because I saw two numbers already, right? So I would suggest that he buys this as for a new launch. 1.35, even though there's not as much option.
So you are suggesting him to buy this at 1.35 million, right?
Yeah, for the new launch.
Okay, good. Then you scroll down.
Then I scroll down.
So what do you see now? The CPF is not enough, right?
It's not enough, yeah.
So you need to top up, right? So the balance funds eventually left with only how much?
100.
100,000, right?
Yeah.
So and also because they have not enough, must splash some more,
Okay.
So eventually, based on this, if you ask them to buy a 1.35 million, do you think it's logical for them? And how much is the installment eventually to be?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
You click on the buy a new launch, click to find out the progressive payment. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now you wipe out all the CPF, right?
Yes.
So basically, he doesn't have much CPF on hand really, ma.
Right.
So he has to still worry about the monthly installment on the amount, right?
Yes.
And when it comes to TOP, he has to pay about $3,000.
Yes.
Yeah. So first, will you do this to yourself?
Okay. I didn't come and see the individual one. I want to just see the one where it's two.
It's good because why this your purpose is to let me tell the rest of the people.
Okay. Okay. Can.
Right?
Okay.
So that the rest of the people must see what. That you see, this is you see, you scroll up again. Now you tweak the numbers again from 1.35 million. You tweak to what? That's why you see all my seminars, right? I keep telling people, look for any of my PropNext agents out there because they can do a RAM analysis for you. And you all cannot do this RAM analysis with your customer. They will be stressed up, you know. So you all must plan it carefully, right? So you see, based on $1 million, is it comfortable?
Yeah.
What's the cash fund needed to purchase 227, right? Cash is 50,000. So balance fund after purchase is 3,400 CPF. Cash have 198,000, right?
Yes.
But this 198,000 you get to transfer to who?
The wife.
Yeah. So that means that the husband again left with only 3,004 only, you know.
Yes.
So is it enough?
Also still have to.
Actually, the income wise is the husband has a higher, the wife has higher income.
Yeah.
So should the wife be buying more expensive or should be the husband buying more expensive?
Wife should buy more expensive.
That means if you ask the husband to buy a $1 million property, right? Then what will happen to the wife? The wife will have to buy even more. Am I right to say that?
Right.
So when they buy even more, that means their cash will be even more depleted. So if you reach the point that both parties going to deplete all the cash and left with so little CPF, right? What will happen next?
Stressor.
Yeah. So does it work now?
No.
So that means further must reduce
Okay.
to 900,000. All right. So now you go down. So what do you see now? The CPF balance, how much?
227,000.
Okay, cannot be. Balance fund after purchase, CPF. Okay.
Hang on, it's still tabulating.
No. It's not tabulating. You push less than one decimal. Yeah. One more. Correct. 45,000, 180,000, stamp duty, blah, blah, blah. Okay, down. Cash, CPF, fund needed for purchase are correct. So CPF balance now got 26,000, right? Is it more comfortable now?
Yes.
Seems more logical, right?
Yeah.
Correct or not?
Yes.
Okay, now, because your interest rate have not changed to 1%, 1.1% yet. Now it's 2.08. So the figure is
Keep it at 2.
no, you can put it 1.1. You don't need to pay by 2.
Okay.
You will not go up so fast one. Now the interest rates will be very slow one.
Okay.
So, okay, now let's say this is the done already, first step. Right? We take it as this is the current situation first. Now we exit, we go to the wife now.
Sorry.
That mine is still there. You go to a suggested plan. Okay, good. Shannon buy one. Now you click Shannon buy one.
Yeah.
Right? So the cash will be transferred over already, ma. So what should be the purchase price now for this?
I can increase this.
Hmm.
Maybe I bring this up to 1.35.
You try.
So can,
So you need a pledge, huh?
yeah.
Okay, then why you scroll down and let the rest to see.
Okay.
right? So if you scroll down, now you see, right? What is the CPF? What's the balance? Balance the purchase.
There's
See,
still 190,000.
cannot be.
Hang on.
There's something you may not have done. Because it's 6,000. Maybe you tap. You haven't. Yeah. No. I think it's still wrong because your 1.3. You try to rekey in the number again. And you see whether you can tap or not. You try to change the number one more time. Okay, key again. Yeah. Okay, correct already.
Then
Down. So your CPF now is less already, minus 77,000. So now your balance fund only cash on hand 60,000. So Audrey, I want to ask you a question now. If based on 60,000, not Audrey, sorry, Elna. So based on 60,000 now, if you and your husband now each own one property, that means now you got two assets. If based on the fund that you have 60,000, is it comfortable? Secondly, if let's say the husband go and buy a resale property for own stay, probably some renovation need to touch up here and there. So again, the cash will be depleted again.
right.
So is it the right numbers?
So we just keep playing with the number until
What you think is right, that you will do it. That you are more comfortable. Because why? Subsequently, you need to deliver to them how you want to make them feel comfortable.
okay.
So now your cash got how much?
Now cash is 140,000.
Now got
Yeah.
19,000.
Yeah.
The balance fund 89,000.
Yes,
Is it much more comfortable?
better.
So now you are buying a new launch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you click on the new launch thingy, the bottom. Buying a new launch. Yeah. So now this is a property that you are buying for what? $1.2 million, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at the installment, right? How do you tell me that you are comfortable in buying this property at 1.2 million? How can you tell me? Because now this new launch, right?
Yes.
So how do you make me feel comfortable in buying? By looking at the progressive payment.
Okay, so your balance funds after buying, right, your balance funds are still 89,000, and by the time,
You don't need to touch the cash, ma.
yeah,
Why?
the CPF should be suffice.
Yeah.
Even in worst scenario,
You
there's
look
still
at, you look at the monthly OA contribution. Is how much?
1,002.
Yes. So with this 1,002, you think you can offset all the mortgage there?
Can.
And you still have every month saving. Am I right to say that? Because whatever, you see, every month is 1,260, ma'am, but the first 5% foundation is only how much? $200, right?
Yeah.
So that means the next 9 months to a year, right? Are you saving another $1,000 every month into your CPF?
Yes.
So another following 10% framework is only 587,000, right? $587, right?
That's right.
So your 1,002, is it still saving extra another $700?
Yes, it still is.
So what are you trying to tell a customer? What? Even if you're buying 1.2 million, and this, I want to do something for you, Mr. Buyer, is to ensure that your monthly installment, right, is not being concerned of. You see, the customer income is 13,000. Have you actually used their income to pay for any property?
No,
Everything uses what?
the CPF.
Exactly. Now you go to the husband now.
Okay.
Hey, the rest of people must follow, because this is very important.
We go back to husband buy one, right?
All right. So what is the installment for the husband? This is for their own stay.
Yeah, this is for their own stay.
Yeah. So if you look at their own stay, right, their CPF is how much? Their OA contribution is how much?
1,002.
1,260, right? The monthly estimate installment for this property is how much?
2,000. Yeah, 2266.
Right? So there's a shortfall of 1,000, right?
Yes.
So with the CPF balance above, how much does he have?
He has only the balance above he will have 26,000.
So 26,000, right? How long can it last?
26,000 divided by 20, about 26 months.
Yeah, so 26 months. So the question is, this 26 months is almost like 2.5 years already, ma?
Yeah.
So the question is, are they comfortable there then? And that means the next, you see, not only that, you must also understand that every month his CPF is contributing extra CPF. At the same time, still got bonuses here and there. So is it enough to cover the installment? Even though it's not enough to cover installment, the wife's side is not a worry at all. The most, he just need to contribute a little bit from where? His cash proceed.
Okay.
Am I right to say that?
Cash proceeds still have.
Yes, 89,000 ma.
Yeah.
So to the rest of the people, you see, it's important that, you see, when we ask our customer to do this, first we must settle what? We must make them feel that they don't have fear and concern. They are holding on to two properties. They do not want to be worried about every month I'm going to pay installment. To them, they are not so comfortable in looking at numbers. Right? So why just now I make Elna, you go through step by step so that you know where to cover which part. The installment part, the OA contribution. You see, for those people who have been following us, these are the little steps that you must talk about to ensure who? Ensure that the buyer, at the end of the day, you sell this house, you buy two property, every month you don't need to worry, you still can happily stay in the resale house, which is your own house, you can still happily own a private investment. And like what some of you say, if at the end of the day, I sell these two property away, I can eventually go and buy where? Maybe I can buy back Jetscape if I make money, right? And I also tell the customer one thing, because he wants to ensure that his son go to the school that he wants to. I say today, you want to go to the school that you want to go through, it's still subjected to what? Balloting. If worst come to worst, why don't you consider renting it first? Right? Maybe you can rent it out later on. If really cannot garner the balloting, right? At least you just stay 1 year. Then after that, you can shift to another place. Is it okay? But important part is this, not so much about what I've just mentioned, but important part, I want you all to realize one thing. Don't just run through the number 1.5 million, 1.3 million, suka, you all just give the number. But actually, you never work down in detail. What are the so-called comfort zone? So Elna, do you understand what I'm talking about?
I understand now. Yeah.
Now you understand, right? So it's next time will be very easy. You play with numbers. Remember, eventually they want to change to 1 million. They want to change to 1.1 million. It's their problem,
Right.
But most important, I must always present to them to make them feel what? Comfortable. Make them feel what? At ease. Make them feel not so stressful. That is my ultimate aim. Why? I'm still buying what? I'm still buying trust.
Right.
Yeah. So restructuring, right, is very important. It's not just running through numbers or you just throw the numbers like that. No, cannot like that one. Because why? You will make the customer feel very stressed. They will not want to go ahead to buy things because you anyhow, it's a very stressful thing. That's my concern. Like Joyce say, I suggest that Shannon get a resale 1.5 million and then do a pledging 50,000. Benson get a new launch at 1.1 million. Joyce, you see what is the problem later on? You will realize that you don't have money. You will realize the customer will be stressed. But I can do that. But I would not want to do that. I will tell the customer, I can put up all the big numbers for you to see. But this is not what I want to do. Because why? I want you to own two property but stress-free. That is my ultimate aim that I want to. So I must be able to deliver this. That means, Elna, when you do all these things, you must deliver to make them feel what?
Comfortable.
Yes. You must take care of them. You must make sure that they feel comfortable. This is what I'm saying, RAM, Risk Assessment Management System. Why we develop this is so that you all can actually play with the numbers to make the person feel comfortable. And it's not so stressful for you all because why? All the numbers has been factored in. Are we clear?
Yes, thank you.
All right, Elna, thank you so much for running through together with me. At least we make everybody see these things happening, right? So which is good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Why CPF negative means what? That means CPF negative means that he doesn't have enough CPF to pay for the 20% down payment. That's why whatever not enough, he had to take from the 143,000, which is the cash. Yeah, Joyce, like the mortgage is too high. Yes. So all these things that you need to you need to look into small little detail so that you can make your customer feel at ease. I tell you, a lot of customers, right? They actually want. You see why a lot of people talk about sell one buy two, but actually a lot of people cannot do it because a lot of agents actually forgotten all these small little important detail, which is fear. The biggest thing of most husband and wife is called fear. So if you can make them feel comfortable, then they will feel at ease. That's my ultimate aim. I mean, this is something that I just want to, that's why this example that I run through with you got 3 objectives inside here. So I hope that those people who have attended today here, you understand where is the objective that I'm trying to drive everybody to, so that you know how to make your customer feel at ease. Even starting from the first one that we did a discussion, right? It's already very clear that how do we make them feel what? Comfortable. So just to make sure that you guys, you all know about all the things. Okay, good. Like just Alfred as well, right? The first thing that we are talking about. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Elna, that we can exit this chat, exit the screen already.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, good. Thank you so much, every one of you. Hope you all understand what am I trying to drive it to. All right. So Maureen said, so keep the house and buy one new. No, we sell the property. We sell the property, buy one 800, 900,000 resale property. And in fact, I told the customer to buy a brand new, just 5 years or 3 years TOP projects or whatever, so that at least their house is actually something new. In fact, I want to suggest all of you here one thing. If the customer die want to go resale, right? But you want to buy another new launch, I will always suggest them to buy an EC that's MOP 5 years, because most of them are young couple. And generally, most of the young couple house are well taken care of. So that to stay for the next 2-3 years, right, they can still sell at a good price because the house is well maintained. That is always how I position them to look at it. Because to be honest, if I want to buy a resale, I'd rather buy EC that is MOP one, because the cost of buying it is lower. When the cost of buying is lower, right, I can use the extra fund to go and put my money into where? The second investment. That is how I play the game. This is what I will do. Okay, so anybody has any questions for me? I hope all of you have a better, clearer picture of what we have done. And don't worry, I have all the multiple choice questions for you to do. And those questions I set for you is good enough for you to understand.
Hello, Kelvin. Kelvin, can you hear me? This is Catherine.
Yes.
Okay, Kelvin, I check with you. For
Catherine, can you give me 5 minutes?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Can we all go for a toilet break or not? Because I stayed for too long.
因为等一下没人就会 send 他们全部 discount 的一些 access。So，Jason 有跟你讲吗？他的 access 已经然他有 login 了吗？
我不懂，
要我
因为他刚刚昨天他应该来不及那个时间了。因为 tomorrow morning 我会 meet 他们嘛，4点。
我是讲那个 value view 的那个 CPS，你们两个做 before。
Yeah, sorry, Catherine. I'm back.
Hello.
Yes, Catherine. I'm
Yeah,
back.
Kelvin. Sorry, because I'm driving, just in case it got cut off. Okay. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay. I'm referring to the earlier part, the part where Alfred actually presented, like continue to buy a 4-room at Jetscape at 2.1. Then after the calculation, the installment is 5,009. So my question is, at 5,009, we don't take into considerations of the CPF contribution. Do we like minus away the contribution and it is left installment? I mean, based on the task, do you think it's still risky?
I'm not saying that it's risky. I'm just saying that for a time being, definitely it's still comfortable. It's just that whether the customers are comfortable in a sense. There's no right or wrong. Hello.
So what?
Your
on to see, because yeah, can you hear me?
Very difficult.
Hear me?
You are driving, so at the end of the day, the signal is on and off.
Okay. Sorry. So you can't hear me anymore, right?
Now can.
Now can. Okay. So I just want to ask a question. What do you base on to see whether is it safe or not?
Actually, it's not so much about that.
Is it comfortable or not?
Because of the installment is 6,000, and to a husband and wife, most important here is that they look at their income is about 13,000. Yes, there is a contribution of about 1,000 to 1,000 to 1,260, 2,005, 2,100, $2,500. But $2,500, that means if you talk about 2,005 and 6,000, it's almost another $3,500 top up of cash. Am I right to say that?
Yes.
So if it's talk about 6,000 minus away 2,005, 3,005 to top up for a husband and wife, you left with only $10,000. So $10,000, $10,000 we haven't minus their CPF, they will be taking back lesser. Is it? Yeah, their so-called take home will be lesser, right? Because their take home will be lesser. The 13,500 is just based on whatever. That means the take home will be lesser. Am I right to say? Correct, ma? The basic pay, all this will be lesser, correct? So that means it will be less than 13,000 over dollars.
But usually when we ask for the income, we will ask them what is your gross income. Does that mean that it's already deduct away the CPF contribution?
They still have to contribute themselves, right? Because the company will contribute, the self will also contribute. So the actual 13,000 will be even lesser. Hello?
Yes, I'm thinking.
Yeah, so I mean, no right, no wrong answer. What am I trying to explain just now here is to advise that what will I do if I'm the consumer? Will I have fear or not? Because to top up 3,000 over dollars is considered quite a lot of money. So, but I still want to be very truthful and tell them first. But at the end of the day, I always tell the customer, it's your choice. Because why? If you feel comfortable, you can still do it. But if you're not comfortable, then please don't do it. The reason why I'm talking just now, mainly only one objective here, is to let the agents must say out their thoughts. Because if the agent don't say it out, right, my only concern here is the buyer will not tell you they don't have money. The buyer will just ignore you and don't look for you anymore. because you miss the opportunity. But if you have made the customer feel comfortable and trust you, right, the closing rate subsequently will be even stronger. I just tell you, this customer that I deal with, they are super conservative. They are compliance officer. I tell you, I mean, this customer during COVID made me do the most number of calculations. They me calculate left and right, not calculate, wow. Until I'm so stressful, until the last day when they bought and sell their property, I still worry, I'm so worried if I were to count wrongly, then how, wow, this kind of stress. So there are such customers out there who are in this kind of fear. But I don't blame them, because why? Because it's all about worry, because they have children, they have car, they have family. So all these are bigger concern of everybody. So what am I trying to tell everybody? One thing, if you want to do this kind of restructuring deal, important, not just only about restructuring. In any deal, most important is to make people feel comfortable. Buy the trust first. That's why the step one is to let them understand the needs. The needs is, why must I buy 2 property? Why must I grow my money? Why must I invest property so that I can make more money? That's under needs. But after the next needs is done already, the next step is to build trust. The trust can be in terms of factual, those research here and there. Like what I've actually just spoken, all this is still building trust. Even if you look at my third stage, it's called identify. Identify today we never cover because it's a product. But on the 4th stage, it's called why sell. Do you realize that my why sell, just how we went through with Elna, right? The whole process, there is a lot of building trust element inside. There is, it's just that I never go into very proper, but I did go through in details, in the sense that, why would I say so? Why is it not the price like that? Why must I lower down the amount so that the installment can be lower? Why all this thing? So basically the flow, in my opinion, this is one of the flow that I feel very comfortable. So in your pitch to your customer, the whole process is all about building trust. Only when the trust is built, they buy you. They buy whatever you say. That is the ultimate aim that we want to look at. Of course, we still must be truthful. We must still be doing the right thing. So I want all of you here, we are all property agents, yes, but we still must answer to our customer. I mean, this is how I feel, and I want all of you to really cannot anyhow put 1.3 million, 1.5 million, then the person will be in trouble. So this is something that I just want you all to be very careful on all these things. That's all. Yeah. So this is how I would like you all to understand. Okay, so this is something that I just run through with one case study. I hope all of you have a better, clearer picture on how to use the asset planning, how to use all the information. Why did your client buy for 900K OC and 1.2? What did your client buy? Okay, why client buy not important. What most important is what you understand more important. Okay, anybody else has any questions so far? Good. Why did you not suggest that they just decouple and buy another investment property? Seems similar to the case of sell one and buy two. It seems similar, but the only thing that the cash outlay may not be strong, but you did not fully utilize all your cash out as well. So the husband eventually, own a higher installment, and the CPF may not be enough to cover. If you look at it, Singy, if you really work out the numbers, if I decouple plus the existing loan add up together, the installment by the husband will be higher. If you look at just now what we have done, right? When we do a decouple, the CPF balance in the husband account only left with $7,000. So the question is, the $7,000, is it how long can you last for the next 2 to 3 years? May not be there. Because the installment is going to be about $2,000 plus over dollars. So the question is it enough? That means every month they got to top up extra amount of money. That is also another concern about them. When I honestly, I did tell them, why don't you just decouple and buy another investment property since you want to have a place to stay? But the concern of the customer is because why? He's concerned about the monthly installment of the existing house will be under his own installment. Last time it's husband and wife. So both of them contribute CPF. So their money installment is not a problem at all. But today is different. The CPF had exhausted 90 over 1,000. and he still need to cough out the monthly installment cash top up. That is their fear. So that's the reason why eventually we did not decouple, we sell. By selling, I set aside more CPF for them, the husband. He don't have to worry about his own stay. He still has some saving here and there. Then the wife buy another investment, same thing, never touch anything at all, then you'll be okay. Yep, so this is what I feel lah. All right, so anybody has problem? Okay, if not, very good. Today was quite a fruitful session for every one of you here. So after today's session here, there will be this TPA for you to run through. All of you who have actually fulfilled the 75% attendance will actually get your questions to be answered as well. So after those of you who have actually answered the question, you get 75% passing rate, right? You will also be accorded to the certificate as well. So this is something that we would like you to push for yourself. Anyway, just keep trying the numbers and the so-called all the questions, because all of us take pain. I took a lot of time to prepare the 10 questions. So go and look at it. Good, Elna, I'm happy for you. At least today you try the whole thing, you understand how the thing works, and you probably will be the best person to go through because you play with everything. So I'm happy for that. At least you know where is the thing that I need to talk about, where is the thing that is I should handle, where's the thing that I must touch on, the small little, some of the small little touch that you need to go through. And that is important. Okay, good. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy your session today. I hope all of you have good takeaway for today's session here. All right. Thank you so much for all of you here. I hope all of you have very good takeaway lah. That's my thoughts. So if you look at the right-hand side, our staff here has already show you all the things that we have gone through. So you can just click on the link or whatever, read through. Okay, read through and chuan. I think all of you should seriously attempt all the questions, because that will help you guys a lot. Seriously. I mean, just run through is our objective is not to this. I mean, we really want to put in certain criteria so that at least when we tell the public, we can make them feel better. That is the whole idea. Good. I mean, good to hear that you understand better. At least you know what is called the right thing to do, what is not right to do. That is important, especially the delivery part. That's why my session, I want to focus a lot on delivery, because to me, delivery is the number one most important thing, because I see that is something that is crucial. So I hope all of you can have understand. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Take care, all of you here. So just stay consistent. Anybody has any questions, feel free to check with us again. Okay, bye-bye. Take care.